So it's a mock progress video where I show you the character I'm working on named Kiris. Kiris is a dinosaur Allegiant Bara Magna expansion project character from the village of Iconox, or Ice Village. And this is where I'm at so far. Very happy with progress on the build. No, those wings are not Lego pieces. They're actually from some Transformers set. And like the quality of the set's kind of mid, but the wings are pretty nice. And they're a really good match for Lego's Pearl Blue. Speaking of Pearl Blue, that's a pretty uncommon color from Lego, so actually some of the pieces on here are custom, including the armor on the arms and legs, and of course the Paraka feet there with those blue toes. Those are done with dye, using just dye more blue, whatever. And these are not a perfect match for blue yet. These are polypropylene. They don't take dye exceptionally well, so they do need a decent amount of time in the dye to actually take it. But the feet did a pretty good job, and they're actually a pretty good match for Lego's Pearl Blue as it stands. That color also is a little bit inconsistent though when it comes to polypropylene and ABS, which you can see on the back here. The ABS is much more metallic in its texture, so there are differences even within Lego's pieces themselves, but I do think that it looks good overall, and I'm very happy with the build. It is a custom torso build, if you can't tell that already, and I'm not positive how I feel about the big Vizrak claws on the side, just because this being a dinosaur-inspired character, or dragon-inspired character for this region, one of the weapons that I want to utilize for these guys is claws, right? Or claw-like weapons, claw-inspired weapons. It's also one of the reasons I chose this weapon, not just because it is Pearl Blue. What I would prefer, of course, is this one right here, because it has that claw at the hilt area there, right? This one has a somewhat similar aesthetic, which is more in line with like a snow kind of ice crystal aesthetic, which I really do like for this character as it stands. I do like the combination, of course, of black, white, and any color otherwise, but in this case with the Pearl Blue, it's just a very nice, aesthetically pleasing color. The joint in the neck here, this Metrumatoran joint in black, is a bootleg piece, so you can ignore that, but that is just one of those pieces there. I might try and make a handful more of those too, using another dye process that I'm aware of, but that'll be for its own separate video. And of course, these wings, because they're not made for Lego, they don't actually have proper Lego connections. They instead have clips, but the clips are just about the right size to grab onto an axle or a pin, so I'm just using that here. I could modify this piece in the future, or even potentially resin cast it. If I do that, then I would opt to actually add in axle support at the ends here. Along with that, as you can see, the helmet on it currently is just the Stormer Savage Planet helmet. That's not actually the helmet I would use, although it is a fantastic helmet in and of itself and actually will be used in this wave. It's not for this character specifically. Rather, the helmet that I want to use, or something to inspire the helmet I want to use, is something like this. This is the dinosaur head that I got from the Manhunter 57R fossil. I did a video on that already, and I will link it at the end of this one, but this is a buildable figure. It is not Lego buildable. It's more along the lines of like a model kit, Gunpla kind of stuff. I'm not super familiar with that, so maybe my terms are not exactly correct, but close enough, and it is a really fantastic little build in and of itself, but of course this is one of the most notable pieces in that set, right? And it comes with 3 different dinosaur heads, but the Triceratops specifically is the one I'm interested in for ice, because that shield along the back can take a lot of inspiration from like ice crystals as well, and that's actually the plan that I have, sort of making it like it's got some snowflake like aesthetic on the back end. At least that's the idea right now. I of course want this to be a piece that is usable outside of just ice characters, so I don't want to like paint it in one lane only and make it where it's only usable on ice characters, but I'm going to take some inspiration, right? So I'm really happy with the design of it as it stands. I'm very happy with the color combinations here. About the only thing I would change is probably the legs here. I think I'm going to use black legs with the white cover on top, but unfortunately I cannot find my black Hordika legs. I just don't know where they are. No clue. Outside of that, it does have the Thornax launcher on the side there, which in this case is silver. Not sure if that's the color it's going to be, but I'm perfectly fine with it not matching the metallic of the rest of the character. It makes it feel like it's tacked on, which is intentional. And so I do like the silver here. I'd like gunmetal as well, even potentially pearl gold. But I don't think I want to use pearl gold with this because I think it sort of competes with and it contrasts the blue in a way that doesn't feel appropriate. At least I don't like the aesthetic of it. So really happy with the build of this guy and really happy with how straightforward it is. So yeah. Hopefully you like it, and hopefully you, of course, enjoyed this video, but I, of course, want to know your thoughts, not just on this character, but characters like Isverkoth up there in the yellow and the Bar Magna expansion project as a whole. So let me know your thoughts. We can expand this conversation down in the comments below, or, of course, you can check out the Discord, Instagram, and Patreon if you want to help support the channel and get some perks. All of that will be linked in the description, and make sure you like and subscribe because it helps the channel out. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.